Hello, in this modern JavaScript series, I'm going to talk about few new additional stuff. And this time, we'll talk about object destructuring. Object destructuring is one of the features which I personally like the most. So let's see what does that mean. So imagine you have an object in JavaScript, and that can be like our object employee, favorite object. And when you have this employee object and then you have few properties like name, and then you provide the value of the name, and then you say date of joining, and that is you say 1/1/29/18, and then you say city NY. Okay, so you have got three properties in this object. Now when you have to read these properties into a variable, what you typically do is that you say city. If you have to read city, use employee dot city. Okay, and the city property comes into this variable city, and then you say console dot log city, and that should print the value of the city, and that's fairly easily achievable. So you say node ES6 JS, and you say NY. So we're getting the value of the city. That's fine. However, for every if this is a large enough object and you have to get all the values, you have to keep adding them like this. However, there is a different way to read the variable, the property value. What we can do, we can read, let's say, all the values by saying const, and I say name doj city, and I pass on the employee object. That means now it's gonna go ahead and read all the property one by one, place them in a sequence the way I'm trying to place it. Now what happens if I, let's say, read city and then I print city doj, I print name. Okay, and I run this, I get all the values. Okay, quite convenient. If I don't need to read the city, I want to only read, let's say, the data of joining and the name, I get both. Now I may not be willing to use the same variable, so and I can use alias saying employee name. Then I need to use employee name, not the name. If I use that, then it brings me the same value. So essentially, I'm able to read the values as I may want to read, and I can even give a different variable name, not the same as the property indicates. So this is quite convenient in terms of working with larger object which has got more and more variable properties. And now second thing I wanted to talk about is spread operator. This is quite interesting. The spread operator allows you to concatenate two array. So for example, if you have an array, let's say I have a const num1 which holds few number 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and then I have another const num2 which has got another set of arrays, let's say 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if I have to add them together and create a new constant, so I can say const all nums, and then I use this array but use 3 dot. This is what we call a spread operator. So we'll say num1, and then I say dot 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 num2. That means I'm going to add both together, and I say console.log, and I say all nums. Okay, if I run this simple code, what happens? it gives me the complete list of array 1 to 5 and then 7, 8, 9. Now notice here there is one number missing. Intentionally I kept it missing. In this kind of concatenation you can add additional values over here, and I can have now complete set of numbers starting from 1 to 10. Okay, so this is another interesting stuff where you need to, let's say, add two arrays one by one. You don't have to do a lot of stuff. You can easily achieve this. Now the spread operator also helps you combine objects. Okay, so in the array you use square bracket, in object you use curly braces. That's the difference here. Okay, so if you come over here and let's say delete all of them and create an employee object. Let's say I have employee emp1, and that holds, let's say, name. Okay, and then I say v2. Okay, maybe I can have doj as well here, and which will be 1-1-2-2018. Okay, and then I have another similar employee, but this time I say my city. Okay, there is another value, and then I say ny, and let's say I only have one city. Okay, I don't need more than one cities, so I have this. That's fine. Now if you have to combine them together, what you can do, I can define another variable, say employee. That's my full details, which basically will use this spread operator with curly braces, but bring it from employee 1 and then bring it from employee 2. Okay, these are the two employee objects which I'm gonna append. And then if you say log employee and you try to run this over here and say, you can see all the three properties are showing up. Not only that, I can add also additional property. Let's say I want to say skill JavaScript. Let's put this single quote, and then I put a comma and I run this over here. You get this skill JavaScript also added in this newly created object, which is coming from both the other two objects and also an additional property in that object. So you are basically making it complete. Okay, so this is the beauty of the spread operator. So spread operator works for both array and JavaScript object. So you can use it for mainly concatenation purpose. Okay, so with this, thank you.